You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Dancing the Cosmic Samba. Quick, quick, slow, yes, no, maybe? Daily Horoscope for Monday and Tuesday, June 12th through the 13th, 2023. Good morning, friends. Well, my headache has subsided, thank goodness. I appreciate all the support and well wishes I received over the weekend. Thank you. Over the weekend, the moon hit her third quarter phase, which is her last square to the sun before her next new moon, which will be in Gemini on June 18th, 2023. Pluto ingressed back into Capricorn and Venus perfected her square to Jupiter on Sunday, so a lot happened over the weekend. There could have been some pivotal moments, especially in regard to your relationships and your values with the Venus-Jupiter square, that ultimately will be positive since these are the two benefics. But whatever came up for you may have also been challenging or have felt like a big release of tension that you may have been holding. Whatever the case, this Venus-Jupiter square energy is going to be present for the whole summer. It may feel like we are dancing the cosmic samba as the transits have this sort of quick, quick, slow feel to them, with Sunday and Monday feeling quick and Tuesday slower. Plus, there are positive sextiles and trines with a lot of semi-squares and quincunxes today and tomorrow, indicating that we may be oscillating between saying yes, no, and maybe a lot this week. The moon entered into the sign of Aries on Sunday morning, activating the quick energy, and will be traveling through the latter part of Aries on Monday, and then will ingress into the sign of Taurus, her exaltation on Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time in the afternoon, bringing the energy into the slow qualities of fixed Earth. Okay, let's get into the astrology. The Aries moon is usually a good time to begin new projects, business ideas, or adventures. There may be new opportunities that you want to charge full steam ahead with, but it's wise to exercise patience and selflessness where possible, for the Aries energy can be competitive, impulsive, and at times arrogant. The first aspect the moon in Aries makes Monday morning is a harmonious trine to Mars in Leo. This is a fiery, hot exchange that represents courageous, quick action. Something just feels right Monday morning, and so we go for it. The moon in Aries is hosted by Mars, the domicile ruler of Aries, and so the moon is receiving massive support from Mars. This energy could feel unstoppable, impactful, new, and exciting. In the mid-afternoon, the moon in Aries forms a semi-square to Mercury in Gemini. Over the weekend, the moon was in a harmonious aspect to Mercury, a sextile, and that was pleasant and represented easy communications and travel. But on Monday, the semi-square represents a little bit of tension or friction as the moon gets closer and closer to her conjunction with Mercury, which will happen by the end of this week. It could also represent some minor tensions in our environment or feeling like you aren't sure what to say or think, but feel like you need to speak up or figure out your thoughts about something. It's just not that easy and may feel complicated. At 7:41 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon in Aries conjoins Chiron in Aries, and this is when we could be feeling some big feelings about our identity or our human vulnerabilities that force us to connect with our authentic selves and our true purpose. It's important to remember that we are not defined by our wounds, our imperfections, or our flaws with this transit. Try to be the best version of your authentic self, embody confidence, and accept yourself for who you are and where you are at in your journey. Late on Monday night, the moon in Aries forms a sextile to the sun in Gemini, and this is a nice transit that indicates a pleasant evening that could be bustling with activity, conversations, and pleasurable experiences. The sextile is of the nature of Venus, and so it brings the possibility of harmony, balance, and beauty into our worlds and the feeling of being in better alignment with our purpose. On Tuesday, right after midnight, the moon in Aries forms a semi-square to Saturn in Pisces, another bump in the road that forces us to be patient as our fate unfolds. We could be taking a pause to ask ourselves who we want to be or how we want to define ourselves in this new world that is emerging. But with the semi-square energy, this is more of a time to take note of these things rather than take massive action, because honestly, we can't. We're metaphorically sitting at a stoplight waiting for the light to turn green. So it's a moment of contemplation, and it's important with the the Aries moon to not get frustrated with the speed bumps in the road or the fact that we have to wait at stoplights. At 3:03 a.m. Eastern Time, Mercury, now in Gemini, perfects a quincunx to the South Node in Scorpio. Mercury is the planet of communication, the messenger of the gods, and intellect, and the South Node in Scorpio speaks to where our egos are tempted by the instant gratification of our desire. So I feel that this quincunx is actually really positive and that it represents a sort of severing of the cord from unhealthy attachments or environments or things that energetically drain you. By 5:59 a.m. Eastern Time, Venus in Leo forms a quincunx to Saturn in Pisces. So this is another separation and change, but this time it is between the goddess of love, Venus, who represents our relationships and the things we find beautiful and pleasurable in our lives, from Saturn in Pisces, which could be religious or spiritual dogma or a structure, commitment, or responsibility that we thought was otherworldly or divine in some way. So we could see things that feel alien, weird, or ugly being changed or let go. This could also have to do with our feelings of self-worth or a limiting belief about ourselves that we are now consciously releasing. On Tuesday afternoon, the moon in Aries forms a square to Pluto and Capricorn, both at the 29th anaretic degree of their respective signs. This is a very potent and intense degree, and this could feel very challenging. What we want to identify with and the structures and establishments that we are using as our supports and as the identifiers that imbue us with authority may go through a period of upheaval and or strife. Something we depend on for support could be taken away as Pluto in Capricorn retrograde is revising the traditional structures that we all depend on, like money, education, government, etc. Right after this hard transit, the moon ingresses into the sign of her exaltation, Taurus, at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is good. This means that we may feel more emotionally empowered, sensual, and stable. The moon in Taurus is a very fertile, life-giving space that is nurturing, passionate, and enthused by pleasure. She can also be stubborn and sometimes lazy. So Tuesday is a good day to do some activities that bring you pleasure and also positively build on what you are working on in your life. It's a great day for gardening, cooking good food, and just enjoying the small things. In the evening, starting at 5:08 p.m. Eastern Time, the Sun in Gemini perfects a semi-square to Venus in Leo. The Sun is moving faster than Venus right now because she is starting to slow down in preparation for her retrograde in July. This could represent something we want to happen in our relationships, or that's beautiful and valuable to our purpose. But there could be the tendency to want to push on things to make them happen faster. With the Gemini energy, this could feel like we could mentally push it through, but it's being stopped by the Leo energy of staying true to our hearts and making sure that whatever the ideas are feel pure and regal. This could also be like the energy of something authoritative in your life, urging you to adopt their values and way of thinking about things, and it may feel out of alignment with your own inner authority. At 8:04 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon conjoins the North Node in Taurus, thus opposing the South Node in Scorpio, and right after this, Mercury in Gemini perfects a semi-square to Chiron in Aries. So again, this energy just compounds upon the Sun and Venus's semi-square. Something is trying to manifest, and it is pushing hard against us in a way that can feel kind of harsh, fast, and maybe even too mental. With the moon in Taurus, we want to feel and experience life through our senses, tasting it, smelling it, and touching it. With Gemini, it's more mental, and with Aries, it's more action-driven. So there's like a balancing act going on. The moon in Taurus connecting with the North Node is amplifying the senses and is urging us to listen to how our body is responding to life right now. But there's this mental and visceral stimulation that is coming in that wants to be defined by words and actions, not feelings. I'd say the best thing to do on Tuesday night is to try to stay grounded in the present moment and not let yourself get swept up in the mental chatter of your ego. We can't think our way through this situation, whatever it is, because in Taurus, we have to feel it. We have to feel the earth beneath our feet. We can't just think about how that would feel. We have to actually go outside and plant our toes in the soil. It's only through this real, tangible space that we can have a real relationship with the earth. Let's move on to the card for the day. What is the guidance for today? 21, the world reversed. On this card, we see a naked woman flying in the sky wearing nothing but a purple cloth draped around her. She is encircled by a large laurel wreath. She is looking behind her at the past while dancing forward into the future. She is holding 2 wands or batons. In the corners of the card are 4 images: the head of a human, a bull's head, the head of a lion, and an eagle's head. These 4 figures represent the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac: Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. The eagle is one of the symbols for Scorpio, as well as the scorpion. They are also symbolic of the other sets of 4, the 4 elements, suits in tarot, and the 4 cardinal directions. The circular wreath represents the cyclical nature of life and how when one thing ends, another begins. In the upright position, 21 the world is all about achievement and success. It's about coming full circle and feeling a sense of completion, reaching the highest potential on this plane of existence, and it is now time to move on to the sphere of heaven. It's about integrating the past with the future and often indicates travel. In the reversed position, the World card indicates that you want to find closure on something, or that you desire to achieve a big goal, but you're not taking the necessary steps to get there, or there may be a delay in completing a project. I find this card coming up reversed very interesting since Pluto just went back into Capricorn and is essentially reworking and revisiting the final changes to the traditional structures in our lives, essentially closing them out so that we may actually begin the new chapter when he finally ingresses into Aquarius for good in November of 2024. So we still have a long way to go. It's like when you're trying to leave the house, but you keep forgetting things and you have to go back in to retrieve them. Well, this is the first out of 2 times that Pluto has to go back into Capricorn to get something or take care of something he forgot. So the World card reversed is trying to bring things to a close, end the cycle, finish the chapter, and make space for the next part of the journey. And it may feel a little chaotic, messy, or turned upside down during this process. I would love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment. I hope this is helpful. Until Wednesday, AstroMommy.
Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Universal Waite Tarot deck available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.